Now we need to understand Mahu Inyan Galus Mitzrayim Eitzar Yam. What's the concept of the exile of Egypt, which is the boundary of the sea? That therefore we were slaves to Paro. Like it says in B'Yetz Chaim that parts of Zerampin was, so to speak, impregnant. Included in three. Inside of the supernal parts of Ima, which is called Egypt, or like we said, the boundary, the Meitzar Yam, that we were, so to speak, you have to split the sea to get out. Gam Perusham ki Mitzrayim hu Aharon, and further there it explains that Mitzrayim corresponds with the throat, Meitzar Yam, that's this boundary of the Yam, and you have to get from the mind to the heart through the throat. When you don't have the emotions that are born from the intellect, and they're stopped by the throat that's called Mitzrayim, and the flow instead goes to the external, by way of the back of the neck, Paro, which is Paroim Gimel Sarav Chulu, which with his three ministers, Veshet, Vridim, and Kone. Parshas Vayikra, and like it's explained in Torah Ohr about these three ministers: the windpipe, the food pipe, and the veins that go through the neck. Now, just like physically, you have a pregnant state physically, that the fetus in the womb, its head is in between its knees, bent over, and it eats what the mother eats. What does it mean that it's doubled over? That it is the intellectual part, Chabad, ne'elamim b'chagas. The Chabad are hidden within the Chagas v'nehi, and the nehi, so that the head and the emotions are tucked in to the three concepts of nehi. That's the three inside of three. That they are the legs, b'bechinas katnus, that's the concept of the smallest state. Right, that the only thing that's revealed is the nehi and not the Chabad and Chagas. Yadiu, as is known, v'karchu b'chinas katnus amidos, and so too the emotional, not just the Chabad, the katnus of mochin, but also the katnus of midos, emotional immaturity, kasher mitzumtzamim v'ne'elamim b'seichel b'chinas ibur, when the emotions are tied up, they're contracted and confined and hidden inside the intellect, in, so to speak, a pregnant state. And that's the likeness. That's a likeness to that it eats what its mother eats, what its mother eats inside the womb. That's the small state of mochin of ima. That the Zah is not at all revealed. That is, for example, you have emotional arousal of love and fear because of your contemplation, when you haven't yet reached the emotions from that contemplation, and the emotions are still within your contemplation, in a hidden state, and have not yet been revealed in a revealed state in the heart, and they're even not felt in the intellect at all. Only the intellect demands that it's fitting to love, because of this contemplation that you have in the greatness of Hashem. But nonetheless, there's no love and fear from this at all yet. Not even intellectual emotions of love and fear. Only that the intellect gives and obligates this alone. If so, you have this love and fear then that are hidden within the intellect, and are included within it. And then the intellect and the grasping of this is called a closed mem. Just like the closed mem is closed from all sides, so too the glimmer of the light of wisdom, from which comes the main creation of the emotions of love and fear. The emotions then are hidden in potential. Just like the masculine drop that will beget, and then in the womb of the mother, the limbs spread out. So the chachma is the potential for the emotions, and the womb of the mother, the contemplation, forms the reaches of that emotion. And he calls ha'ibur. Now all of this pregnant stage, that the fetus eats what its mother eats. Sasum or v'koach toldos amidos shmebechinas or hachachma bebina. This light and ability to have emotions is closed off. That which comes from chachma or shmebechinas or hachachma bebina, that the light of the chachma that's going to create these emotions as it's within bina. And the concept of emotions, as they've already come out in potential from the one who's going to give birth to them, and from chachma, if they've already come out and are in bina, they're hidden and confined and within bina and haven't come out yet. And that's what's called the pregnant state of parts of Za within Ima. Then Bina is called the closed mem, in the concept of revelation, of arousal of emotions when they go out and are revealed as an existence for themselves. Once they're revealed in the heart, you no longer recognize that when they were in the mind. You don't recognize the source that gave birth to them. Just like aroused emotions as they are within the heart. So that's called giving birth to these emotions. For allegorically, like the child, hanolad, that's born, it comes out of the womb of the mother, that this child is an existence for itself. And without knowing that there's the mother there, you wouldn't know who you wouldn't necessarily know who the mother was, because it exists on its own. Now, since these emotions are in a state of pregnancy, so that spiritually causes the exile in Egypt, because when the supernal emotions shine, and the revelation also is drawn down into the worlds of Bria, Yitzia, Nimshach, Gilo, Elokus, Leneshamos Yisrael, so that emotional revelation above causes a revelation of the divine to the souls of Israel. Like it says that I loved Yaakov and I hated Esav. But that's not the case when the emotional attributes are in a pregnant state, and hidden in the boundary of the sea, and are not shining below it all. Then the flow is drawn not through the emotions, only from the concept of the back of the neck and the back side. And that gives the nurturance to paro, like we said. And that's the idea that we were slaves to Paro in Egypt, in the boundary of the sea, the Chachma of wisdom, as it is in Bina. As the emotions are in a pregnant state within parts of Hima, Yadiu, as is known, the Shorosh B'nai Yisrael that the source of the sons of Israel is in Zav Atzilus. But when these emotional attributes of Zah of Atzilus are included within the light of Abba of Atzilus, like a child in the womb, then it's called the boundary of the sea. Mitzrayim is Meitzar Yam, Vaz Bechinas Paro, Shu Bechinas Oref, then the concept of Paro, who's the back of the neck. Moshe al Yisrael is ruling over Israel, Vatam, and the reason Tihine Kasher Yisrael, Him Bechinas Imochin the Godless, when Israel is in a state of the great mind, Azai Mekablim Bechinas Panim Bepanim, then they receive from above in a way of face-to-face, from the concept of the inner will, not from the orif. Like we explained at length, with the idea of that Hashem will shine His countenance towards you. But when Israel is in a state of being small, in a mekablim bechinas panim darichan bin, they don't receive from this countenance of arich, like bechinas achoraim, only from the back. Bechinas orif, that is from the back of the neck. Like it's explained in another place, that paro grasps and prevents the concept of this giving birth. And that's what the statement of the Priyetz Chaim is. That is us, the sons of Bnei Israel, the sons of Bnei Zeranpin, the sons of Zeranpin. Bnei Israel Zeranpin. And the concept of this drawing down from the backside, Hu Bechinas Oref Tarichanpin, is the concept of the back of the neck of Arich. Mevur Lamaila, it was explained above. Shuhu Kasha Hashef and Imshach Derech Agav Chulu. That's when the flow comes in a secondary way, not primarily towards that. We can understand this with an extra explanation, as in accordance with what's known. Sheyesh Bechinas Rosh Toch Sof V'nikra Seiser, and that you have a concept of the head, the middle, and the end, and that's the Rashi Tevos make up the word Seiser. It's hidden, like Lo Yoshev Seiser Elyon or B'Seiser Hamadriga. V'Bechinas Gimel Kelim Pnimim V'Chitzonim V'Emtzaim. And those are three concepts of vessels the inner, the external, and the middle. וגם באורס יש גימל מדרגות הללו פנימי ואמצעי וחיצון. And also in the lights, there's these three levels. So he says first there's the kelim, and also the lights have these three levels of the pnimi, halalu pnimi v'emsai v'chitzon, of the inner, the middle, and the outside. For example, we see that you draw down from an inner drawing down from the inner part of the soul, like drawing down the letters of thought. And there's a way of drawing down an external concept from the external part of the soul, like the letters of speech. And there is the external of the external. Even further, and that's like the ability to act with movement, and the like. And all of these different abilities are included within the soul. And they're all called the light and life force that's drawn from the soul itself. Only that this comes from the inner ability, and this comes from the middle ability, and this comes from the external part of the soul. And it's called the head, the middle, and the end. So just like you have this in the soul, you have this also in the spiritual strengths of creation. In all the different spheros, you have these concepts. You have a similar concept. And in each particular of each and every partsuf. And accordingly, we can understand that in partsuf arich, of the partsuf arich anpin, you have the countenance in the back, like it says, you've formed me back and front. And therefore, when the emotional attributes of parts of Zah are in a small state, so it follows that in their root, in Arich, they receive only from these back, the lowest level. And that's what's called the back of the neck. And for example, when you have two people, and they're standing back to back, and that's the like the verse that they've faced the back of their neck towards me. And accordingly, so the Shalah goes at length, quoting the Avodas HaKodesh, about the supernal Mitzrayim, that this draws down below also this idea of Mitzrayim, and the concept of the spiritual going out of Egypt above, that this also draws this down below. And this is what he says in short. So the Vaya Elokim, that before is revealed, that before the supernal honor of Havaya Elokim is revealed, all of these concepts were hidden and united with the hidden thought. Or and the strengths of light and darkness, and good and bad, and all of the opposites were all mixed up together there. Because good and bad, even though they're opposites, they are mixed up together as they are in the will of the soul. and when the will of the soul is clarified, where it wants, you find it's found then that the good is the main will. That's what you really want. Once you clarify what the will is, as it spreads downwards to be revealed. And when the mother for the children is emanated with with all of these things, they're included within it. And that's the secret of the supernal Mitzrayim. Because in it were all the opposites and boundaries mixed up one with the other. And from there each one was established, each thing in its place. Haroilo, that was fitting for it. Ohr Hatorah Vayikra, the light and the good in its place. V'choshech v'hara b'mekomo, and the bad and the darkness and bad in its place. Chulu v'nispashto hamachshava v'huvrada chulu, and the thought spread out and was clarified. Ad kan l'shono. That's the end of that quote. V'herich, and then he goes at length about this. And this is the concept of the encompassing and the straightforward. I guess the igulim would be as they are mixed up and included, and the yosher is as things are divided and in proper order. And it's brought in the drush of the mialdos ha'ivrios. And this, the Pri Chaim says, Ima Mitzrayim, how Ima is the concept of Mitzrayim. Look in Pri Chaim Bidrush Anichoma. And we can explain the words of the Shalah Kadosh. Al Pi Ma Shekaseh B'makom Acher Binyan Igulim V'Yosher. To explain how this is Igulim and Yosher. Viksas nispor b'Torah or Parshas Vayisha val pasuk hayinu kecholmim k'mo acholom, and it's a little bit explained in Torah or in Vayishev on we were like dreamers. K'mo acholom hu mechaber shnei hofchim b'nos echad chulu, just like a dream unites two opposites in one idea. V'hayinu ki b'bechinas sheina v'istalkus amochin chulu, and that is because in sleeping and the intellect, the mind going away, the mochin going away, and then the soul goes upwards and it's more of an encompassing way, and it's in a state of igulim instead of yosher. That the circle doesn't have an above and a below, but all is equalized there. All of concepts without any division and differentiation at all. ושם כל הדברים המספרדים למטה מחוברים וכלולים יחד חולו. And over there, all of the things that are divided below are included and as one together. רק למטה, בישחלקוס הכוון על פי חוכמה ודאס, only below, as the lines are divided in accordance with wisdom and knowledge, liyoskav zekach zekach, to have each line, this one that way and this one the other way, like the concept of Yosher, azayin yirav nigle hafuch, then is revealed the opposites. Shezeh hafuch mizeh chulu, that this one is opposite this side. Kan l'shono yayin shem, look over there in Torah or Vayishev. about dreams. Now, even though the concept of igulim is very high, the circular concepts, but the way they reveal below is in a hidden state to the palaces that hide and cover, to the point where as they gradate below, nimshach mizeh helem gamor, is drawn from this complete hidden state, the darkness of this world, the idea of we were like dreamers. We didn't see our wonders as like a sleep. But the concept of yosher is drawn down in a concept of lines, or a concept of revelation of light, and the concept of igulim, even though they're encompassing, they're called nefesh, the soul. The lower level of in yosher, the straightforward, is called the ruach, the spirit, for that the higher level of ruach, that the yosher is higher than the igulim, which is nefesh. Parshas Shlach al pasuk tov haaretz me'od me'od. V'zeu inyan ma shekazuv ha'avodas hakodesh, and this is what the avodas hakodesh that the Shalah brings says, v'nispashta machshava v'huvrara, that the thought spreads out and was clarified, shenimshach me'bechinas igulim b'bechinas yosher chulu, that the igulim come to a state of yosher. So again, we're trying to explain the idea of Mitzrayim, the Meitzar Yam, and we're saying that it's this state where everything's included together, like igulim, and the geula, the boundary of the sea to go out of Mitzrayim, is the concept of revelation through yosher, where everything is no longer mekupal ben birkov, like the Korban Pesach, but rather, and the baby inside the womb, but rather it comes out with its head on the top and the feet on the bottom. So in short, we talked about how the concept of Mitzrayim is the pregnant state of the emotional attributes that are not in a revealed state, and the worlds are not conducted through the great state of the emotions as they are revealed, but only in a small state. Therefore, we don't see in a revealed state the revelation of Elokus. Like it says in the Mamar, and explaining that it's removed above. And also, it's drawn down from the concept of beyond, the division of the emotional attributes, like it's drawing down from the order of Arich, in like the palace of the king, where it doesn't differentiate and doesn't even notice how the deadly spider is grasping with its hands. And that's the concept of the circulars. And this idea of we were like dreamers, and similarly, the Avodas HaKodesh and Shalah explain the idea of Mitzrayim, that all the opposites were interbounded and mixed up one with the other. Now, it's possible that the word Mitzrayim here is not boundaries, but it's a synonym in this context for Me'oravim. Intersectionality, if you will. Look what's brought in the Mamar, that I'm like a wall, concerning that it's on Shabbos, the kiteya, the person with an amputated leg, can go out with his fake leg. Shemitzad haislapshus beklipas noga, that because of the enclothement in the klipas noga, shisham poschim al shtei ha'seifim, that there it's like a piseach, someone with one leg, that they're poseach al shtei ha'seifim, that the lashon of Pesach of limping on both thoughts, like someone with a broken leg or someone with a lame leg. So that's called someone who goes out with their lame leg, goes out with their prosthetic. And from this state you draw down. It's like the concept of drawing down in cottonus because of the ibur. So instead of having a full revelation, you have only a small revelation. It's like going out lame. And from this you state the enclothement in the klipas noga. So that is drawing out a state of the pregnant state. That ibur is also from the language of evra, of anger, that, so to speak, Hashem is full of anger, just like a pregnant woman where all the divine revelation is bottled up and you only have a small revelation like limping. Ki ishu barakanal.